My job is to somehow make them curious enough or persuade them by hook or crook to get more aware of themselves and where they came from and what they are into and what is already there, and just to bring it out. This is what compels me to compel them. And I will do it by whatever means necessary.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Adonia. And if you have been here before, thank y'all for coming back. So today's video is going to be a special video. This will be a Sips and Speaks, sit down with me, let's talk. This is a new series here on my channel, and in this series we'll be talking about special topics, controversial topics. I'll be sipping on something. Today is Monday, so I'm gonna be drinking water because I have work tomorrow. I'm not about to come and kill myself for this video, but I promise y'all the next time I film this will be on a Friday, so we can really gist over some like Taylor Port, a martini, a lemon drop. I'll probably be making the drinks before the video starts too, so it's kind of cute, so we get ready together. Today's video is called Somebody's Son. So if you don't already know, there's this song by Tia Savage.
Somebody's son go find me one day.
And I just got inspired from her to talk about relationships and to talk about good relationships, closure, dating, talking phases. Is talking still, are we still doing talking? Yeah, I'm gonna go up, let me drink. I'll also be sharing my own experience because y'all nosy. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me a few questions about the topic, what y'all wanted to know, advice, and all of that. So those questions that you guys asked me will kind of be our guide throughout this whole video. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So the title name is Somebody's Son, right? So Somebody's Son is a song by Tia Savage and Brandy. And within the song, they're talking about somebody's son go find me one day. Hey, Mariah Carey.
Let my people go.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, James.
But within the song, they're talking about how they are going to find the man of their dreams. They're gonna find the man of their lives and someone who's gonna love them right because they've been through a bunch of BS. And y'all, we have been through a bunch of BS. We have been through nonsense. So I don't know, I would say that this video is catered to my women, but guys, if you guys relate to it, go ahead and feel free to comment, like, watch, send it to your friend. Yeah, so that is what inspired the topic for this video. So we're gonna go ahead and get into y'all questions. So the first question I'm gonna get into is, do you believe there should be a talking stage? Okay, so y'all, I'm 25. The only thing we should be talking about is getting to know each other on our date. I believe in dating. I don't believe in talking stages. I think it's just an outlet for a lot of people to escape real dating and taking me out, because nobody want to come over to your house. I don't want to go to nobody's house. I don't want to go to nobody's cellar. I don't want to go to nobody's basement. My problem with dating now is a lot of people are just used to shagging and kicking it and cooling at somebody's house, and I'm personally not that type of person. I will not be in your house pulling up Netflix and eating popcorn. I want to be across a date, and it doesn't even have to be like a formal date, but put some effort into it. I appreciate effort. I'm not the girl who needs like a $5,000, $10,000 date to be satisfied. As long as you put effort and not just unlock your bottom door to your house, that's what I classify as dating. Personally, for me, I just don't believe. If we are intentional, it's all about being intentional. If you're intentional, we're not gonna be landing in your house 24/7. We're gonna be actually getting to know each other through various activities. So I definitely believe dating is something that should be, I guess, pursued more than talking when there's actual intent. So the next question is, the idea of waiting before marriage, do you think times are changing? I didn't even know people are still doing that one. I didn't know, because honestly, the way I see sex on my timeline now. Okay, so I honestly believe that a lot of people are not waiting till marriage. Let me tell you, in this video, I'm going to be very genuine. I'm going to be real. I'm going to say my own. But personally, for me, I do try my best to wait till marriage. Like, I know in my previous relationships, like, I would say I'm waiting till marriage, but I'm letting it loose, like Don D'Angelo. You get me. Like, but honestly, like on a serious note, I do say it is vital. It is important. It's a good thing to wait until marriage. Y'all, like, sex clouds a lot of things. Waiting till marriage is mostly heavily influenced because of religion and Christianity, being from Islam, all that. It's important to wait because sex isn't everything, and I feel like there has to be a point where you are choosing the relationship over lust, because a lot of people will tell you, oh, I have to drive the boat before I buy the boat, or sex is too important. But honestly, these people are very lust driven, and I feel like if you find somebody and everything matches perfect between them, and the reason why you can't date them is because they're waiting till marriage. At some point, you got to smell your roses and say, okay, I'm picking lust over the qualities I'm finding in this person. A lot of people are very lust driven. And I think that is one of the reasons why a lot of relationships are not lasting, because of the fact of infidelity, you're never enough, you're never satisfied, you're getting used to your partner in bed and all that stuff. But I definitely believe in waiting before marriage. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a saint. Honestly, let me tell you guys something about these streets. Worldly men, worldly women, nothing is there. Nothing is, honestly, genuinely speaking, nothing is there for you. You're honestly just wasting your time, because unless somebody has discipline, if you are not dating with God influenced in your relationship, it is not going to work, because there's so many different loopholes throughout your relationship. There's so many doors that are opened for something to come in between you guys. So I feel like having that consummation of God is so vital and important. And as someone who has had sex before marriage, I definitely say that is something that we need to practice more. Love languages: how to accept and give what your partner desires. Advice: loving someone and being in love is all about paying attention to your partner and hearing your partner and listening to your partner, because not all love languages are spoken. I'm not gonna sit you down and say, yeah, my love languages are gift giving, my love languages are this. Like, you have to pay attention, and you have to be willing to sacrifice. Some of the things that your partner likes, or some of the things that you like, are not going to be what you're into. A lot of people honestly don't take the time, or a lot of people just honestly don't care. They see what you like, they see what you want, they see how you love, but honestly, waiting around for someone to do something that they're aware of, you're gonna be waiting a very long time. Something that I am learning myself. Like, if you're with someone for a certain amount of time, you're gonna know that person. But if you continue to tell yourself that this person doesn't understand my love languages, they understand, baby. They just don't care. They do not care. They don't care to adjust themselves to loving you, as long as it's healthy. Because some of us do this thing where we compare ourselves to Instagram, and we're like, oh yeah, he hasn't bought me a car, he hasn't bought me a Birkin, so I don't love him. Babe, your guy, like, he's not the baby. He's not little baby. Very key thing is understanding the relationship that you're in, understanding your partner, and listening, and be willing to love them the best way that you can. Thoughts on talking to multiple guys at the same time? Is it for every girl? I believe that being intentional is serious. If you have 5 people on your line, how can you possibly be actually, like, thoroughly getting to know these people? Or the same for the guys. Like, stop having 3 people on your line. Stop having 4, 5, 10 people on your line. Don't make no sense. If you're gonna be the type of person to have like 10 partners, or 10 people, or 20 people that you're talking to, let every one of your partners know.
No, stop. Like, really stop. Like, you're sick, yeah.
What's the line between compromise and overcrossing boundaries in a relationship? The minute you're asking yourself that, you are most likely, or your partner is most likely crossing a boundary, honestly. A lot of us are trying to conform to suffering in relationships. You're supposed to be with someone who is aligned with you morally, right? So if you guys have morals that are the same, if you're not okay with something, you are most likely not okay with something that makes sense. Your boyfriend or your girlfriend will try and convince you, oh, you just tripping, babe. Oh, it was just a DM. Oh, it was just this. Oh, Chevy is the same DM that you got me, yeah? At some point, what is compromise? Am I compromising, you know, my emotional state? Am I compromising my emotions? Am I compromising my feelings? Because compromise can quickly turn into gaslighting. Quick. If you guys have the same morals, the same doctrines, not the same thing, but you're close, you guys are dating, right? You don't want to have complete opposite spectrums of completely everything. You guys should have like basically a good understanding of what is okay and what is not. As women, like something that I am trying to unlearn is basically playing the guessing game with my man. Like, I don't want my partner to always have to guess when something's wrong with me. I'm so used to just shutting out and shutting off, just saying like, whatever, you're gonna figure it out, you know what you did. But a lot of these men be dumb. If you're not okay with something, girl, let him know. How to leave a situation you want out of. There's always a reason for why you want out, but honestly, my best answer here is truly just leaving when you're supposed to. You are going to damage yourself more if you stay in something that you know you're supposed to be out of. So don't drag things out. At the end of the day, if you don't want to be with somebody, you got to let that person know. Like, you have to go. It's fair to yourself and it's fair to that person. What qualities are in a good man? How do you find a good man? The only thing I'm going to say here, because I can rap about this for days, is honestly a man of God. That's it. All the qualities will follow after that. There's so many people who would classify themselves as good men because they take care of their wife, they provide for her, but they cheat on her, or they take care of their wife, they do this, but they gaslight her. You know, a lot of men would feel like they're a good person, but you have 5 girls crying over you overnight. I don't understand how some men will sit there and say they are a good person, but you have someone doing prayer and fasting over your head tops, wondering why things are not working out in your life because someone is praying to God about you. And let me tell you something, God does not play about his daughters. God does not play about his children. So you can't move around this life thinking that, oh, I'm a good person, good things will follow me. But you're making somebody hurt, so you're making somebody cry, you're making somebody question themselves. Like, just because you treat your friends right, and you treat your parents right, you treat your mother right, you treat your father right, but you have somebody's daughter, you have God's daughter crying. Never settle for less, always be you. Don't let a dusty sun dim your lights. Yes. Touche. Stop settling. Men do not settle. Stop settling because they do not settle. Stop believing in potential. Potential, I need you guys to understand that potential is literally just a word. And that word only has power if the man chooses it to have power. And settling is not just about looks and, you know, physical appearance. Settling for the type of love that you want. He's not feeding your love languages, he's a cheater, all these things. Settling will really come back to bite you in the butt. He's financially not ready to be in a relationship. Is that a feasible reason? The problem is we are always trying to love somebody's son with crackers and cheese. If he is telling you that he is not ready to date because of money, believe him.
Hey! Poverty is a disease. My dear, your mates are giving their girlfriends houses, cars, big gifts. You are here giving your own card on the flower. Oh, it's even plastic.
You don't want to suffer. Every sale has its storm, understandable. Some of us go through it, some of us don't. When money is an issue, this is just not my Nigerian side speaking. When money is an issue, you're so far. Being an African woman, being a Nigerian woman, I believe men have an obsession with being a provider. And the minute that they fail at being a provider, they don't have worth. that person will constantly question themselves and fulfilling themselves. It creates insecurities. It creates them asking you if you're messing with somebody else, them believing that you can't love them for them because they just can't possibly believe why you're still there. So I do say, if a man is telling you that he is not ready to be in a relationship because of money, it is a feasible reason, because he knows that he is not at his best. Honestly, there's a right time and a right place for everything. And if you're forcing yourself to date and you know for a fact, you know to sense their wallet. You don't have to be the richest man in the world, but for both sides, women and men, women, you too, we both have to date when we are, honestly, when it makes sense to do so. The last question I'm going to take to close this out is advice on truly letting someone go. I'm going to speak from experience on this one. Breakups are hard. Breakups are messy. Breakups are, sometimes you're gonna wake up and you're gonna say, Breakups are breakups. You are literally breaking a pattern that you've been following for years or months or however. You are breaking up the ritual, God forbid, but you know, you are breaking up the practice of talking to somebody every day that you're used to, the things that you do, going out on Fridays with that person. And I think breakups are not talked about enough because I don't think a lot of people are vulnerable when it comes to that. Just gonna speak for myself, I think breakups are one of the hardest things that friendships, relationships, one of the hardest things that us as humans are going to experience. Just clinging onto God, like you have to cling onto Him. You are most likely going to go somewhere or go back somewhere you're not supposed to be going back to. A lot of us do this thing where you use somebody to get over somebody, then use somebody to get over that person. It's an endless cycle, and these are all things that add damages to you. Take it day by day, take it slow, but face it. Honestly, you'll get through it. A lot of us just, including myself, like, I get stuck in the feeling of the breakup. I get stuck in missing the person. That sometimes I don't believe that the breakup's supposed to be breaking up. Like, breakups are hard, but I think just taking it day by day, letting somebody go, understanding that a year from now, some time from now, it will be a different story. Some boy in high school or some girl in high school that you were crushing on and got your heart broken, look at you now. You're not even thinking of that person. Also, finding things to do. Don't be stuck in the house, and surrounding yourself with friends, finding new hobbies, reading, writing. I think writing is so essential. Like, just writing your feelings down every day or a couple days a week, just to actually face your feelings, because your thoughts, you're facing them every single day. You're looking back at your progress, appreciating your progress, challenging yourself to not go on that person's social media, just taking a break, like just understanding and like facing your emotions and just not dwelling in them, but really seeing them through, understanding why you feel the way that you do, understanding how you even got here in the first place, and how you can move on. Like, I promise you that what you're feeling now will pass. Old days will pass. Old days fade away. You will feel a different you. You will feel different. You are not going to be trapped in this mode of thinking that you will never get over this person, because you will. Like, I promise you, you will. But just put that energy back into yourself. Okay guys, that is the end of the video. We sipped and we spoke and we talked about love and somebody's son. If you guys want to start a conversation, don't forget, as always, I love when you guys leave me a comment below. Also, follow me on Instagram to make sure that your question is answered. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next episode.